crunching an apple in 3D, man. Let me, there we go. Cool. And I've got chat set up. Perfect. So all is up and going. I do need to switch something, though, on Twitch real quick. Before someone bitches in the party that it's not their group that's up, it's someone else's. Alright.
Still gonna bitch regardless, still.
That's alright, because I plan to TPK the party tonight.
I like dying.
That's good to hear. You're rather good at it, so. Save configuration. Alright. So that should now pop up.
Okay.
I didn't hear from Tren, so who knows if he'll actually show.
Let me see.
It's alright if he doesn't, I'll just kill him.
Oh, that's nice.
Isn't Trent dying now?
He
Yeah,
is.
he is.
He's had his the bleeding stopped, but he's
But
currently
still
in.
be.
Yeah, he's still missing an arm and.
Hi, Wolf.
What up?
Nothing unusual. Yeah, he's missing an arm and his forearm, or his forearm and his left leg.
Are they both on the left side?
Oh, fuck! I'll have to rewatch the video to remember.
Figured.
You ask questions that I don't have the answers to. It's like you enjoy irritating me with that.
You
type
are
of
the
stuff.
DM. You're supposed to remember.
No, that's actually you guys are supposed to write shit down, and then because what I say becomes canon. So if I change it because you guys don't fucking write it down and remind me, then
We do remind you, and you still change it.
not always.
Always.
Anybody who agrees with Fuka
Boom,
will die
roasted.
tonight. Alright. By the way, I need to update my stream manager so it shows cool. So truth and a lie, sweet. Oh, that reminds me, I needed to send out a message real quick. Let me grab something real fast. Do I actually have? Oh, I do actually. I never remember where I keep my notes. It takes me forever to find them. Okay. Essay instructions? Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Let me remove that.
You know, I have no idea what's going on in the life of my character.
You're not dead. That's basically all that matters.
Interesting.
You've gained some loot, you've had some fun, and you've been traveling with 10x the entire time, who is now fit, well bearded, and carries a mohawk while he has you with him, traveling with the also young only true apprentice to Zilpip, that young elven Smith. So
Nice.
Yeah,
yep.
give him back.
He's 10x's property currently. He's been training the boy, going through dungeons left and right.
Give him
He's
back.
my son now.
He's my property.
I mean, Wolf's not wrong. Zilpip did buy the boy for some
We
armor.
already signed the adoption papers.
It's not adoption. It's not adoption.
Can you adopt a slave? Especially if it's not your slave?
No. That's illegal.
Wait, I thought. Okay, then.
Adoption or slavery?
Adoption of my slave.
Oh my god.
Alright. Okay. So, and I know who plays who. Let me send out some messages. Boop. And boop. That's just some pre-stream stuff to give some explanation on something to some people. So don't worry too much about it.
I finished my apple, so you don't have to hear crunching anymore.
I was enjoying the 3D sound effects. I'll be honest, I felt it in both headphones. I felt like I was there in the room with you.
When I clicked the stream and I heard the crunch, I was like, yeah, it's annoying.
Just slightly. Oh man. If Aaron's not here, that's okay, because he's got a little bit of time. Because we probably won't jump over to him immediately. But 2 people did get PM'd, so make sure you guys are checking your PMs for me.
Ooh.
Oh shit. Oh no.
The hell? Tell Nimian I hate him.
Who said that? I never said that. God damn it.
I think you had the wrong character there, John.
Although, to be fair, I think Nimian's picture out of everyone's that I designed truly fits the best.
That is yes, that is the most accurate.
The
She
poor
is
girl.
Like, what?
Poor girl
I just
looks
know-
like she. Yeah.
I just know I'm really horny.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I can't-
You just sent me ways to the plan you have to kill everyone.
God damn it! Shut up. Stop telling them how I'm planning on killing off Tren.
God damn it.
I mean, there's already a way out because
Hey,
maybe.
hey, Royce.
Yeah.
Hey, Royce.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Wolf has caught on what's about to happen this episode, I think.
Fuck you. Fuck your bullshit.
Well, there's a reason for it, and I will be explaining it during session, so don't worry. You'll get an explanation that actually makes sense. It's not just me being an asshole.
Oh boy.
Well, you're still gonna call me an
Does it
asshole
matter?
afterwards, but
You're still a fucking asshole.
Yeah, I second that. He is a true asshole.
I did warn. Hey,
Also,
yeah.
I'm already building my new character to fuck with you.
Oh god.
When I did say that there's a good chance of a TPK tonight, I wasn't lying.
Oh, fucking good.
Who did you
Yay!
send that to?
Oh, oops! Did I forget to send that out? I was supposed to send that out before session.
Yay!
So, to give some background before session starts, me and a good friend of mine have been planning tonight's session for the last week.
Hold on, is it who I think it
Yeah,
is?
the guy who played Amno.
Oh, you
The asshole who had planned for a 12 lich ambush in the tomb for level 3
fucking
players. We sat down and we're chatting and hanging out. He asked me about how my games were going, and we were having a good time chatting about all this. And he's like, you've been too nice to your players. You let them get away with a lot of shit that we didn't get away with. I was like, oh, it makes it more interesting to see how they can do it. Because most of you guys have managed it through cunning and shrewdness and using my own rules against me, which I'm very proud of you for doing. And so he's like, well, you should try this and, take a note from our old DM's book of tricks. I was like, that's actually not a bad idea. Because what's going to happen tonight may or may not have happened in my group at one point, and it may have gotten one of my favorite characters killed ever in a campaign.
Yay!
But to be
Don't
fair,
worry.
I was playing a barbarian with 6 intelligence, so...
Don't worry. John is not my favorite character, so everything's fucking irrelevant.
Well, I hope it's not Logger, because... he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. I know what shit he does live on.
Yeah, as the king of the humans through Logolthus's manipulation of image.
No, I got reincarnated as John.
Yes, but also the fact that his self-image of Logger was still taken. Log's using him as a puppet currently. So, but yeah, so tonight's gonna be interesting, and I know why Wolf's very mad at me, because he knows what's gonna happen tonight, because there's been something that's been going on that's caused an issue. But don't worry, if it makes you feel any better, Wolf, you're gonna get a satisfactory enjoyment out of what else is gonna happen.
You want to know something?
You're
not going to kill Zilpip.
I didn't plan to.
Joy.
I said there's a chance of a TPK. There's always a chance of a TPK.
Yeah, that's if we roll fucking badly.
No, usually I'm usually trying to kill the
Especially-
players. Oh yeah, and you can switch back over to Kilxius.
Yep.
As a heads up here, I'll change your name back. I don't know if I spelt it right. I don't care. Um, but yeah. No, I mean,
Oh,
to be
you
fair.
always had an extra eye.
Oh well, you can fix it yourself, or you can't. I don't care. um. No, I don't plan to kill players. I mean, out of spite. I think it's just more entertaining. But you missed last session that Zilpit managed to kill 3 Rakshasa. Nimian ran away from Rakshasa, and John noped the fuck out, and then Aaron got eaten.
Nice.
Actually, I killed 2 Rakshasa and enslaved another.
Who's
Yeah,
practically useless.
the fakey killed its own partner, I think.
Yeah, Zilpit managed to enslave the most useless of the bunch. I believe killed himself. I don't recall though.
No, he's just
No?
there.
Let's see.
What was the Rakshasa's name again?
He never told you.
I don't think I
He
told you.
did.
Let me look.
And I kept mispronouncing it to piss him
Yeah,
off.
yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh, okay, there it is. Politics and tombs. Let's go to the end of this. As you head. All right, give me a moment. I'm gonna deafen. As you head down into the dungeons, deep below the cell, you come to a room you really remember fairly well. A giant teleportation circle with what looks to be a skeleton version of the wizard you remember from so long ago.
Ah,
Jeez.
fucking memories, dude.
Did he get eaten or did he starve
He's
to
just a,
death?
died.
he's just a skeleton sitting there in his chair. And as you guys
I'm
walk
gonna
up, he stands up and says, "Hi, how's everything?"
Jesus
Oh.
fucking Christ.
Who reanimated a corpse again?
I am not reanimated, thank you very much. And he pulls out a vial. I have this special life essence I've learned the trick of thanks to.
God damn it, he's a
You got a problem with it? Do you know that you lot almost cost me my life? I lost my previous employer, and you guys haven't paid me a damn dime since I showed up here. I died of starvation years ago.
Can I just
Okay.
kick the bones and just make him crumble?
Glares at you as you kick the bone. Doesn't seem to budge.
Well,
Aw.
that's not very kind.
we need him.
Yeah, we're chill. We're chilling. All right, we'll pay you.
It's about damn time. You owe me thousands of gold pieces and back pay.
You know,
You
he
know
could
that.
have
He's a
gone up.
nagger.
No,
He could have gone
fucking
up the
ass.
stairs and told us that, you know?
He points to what looks like a giant thing of giant black rocks. That's where the inner wall is marked at. He says, "Someone decided to as I was moving those rocks, suddenly they turned into this weird black rock material that is immovable, unbreakable, and I couldn't get past it. I don't know what it is, but I have a guess that it's some sort of tungsten.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's pretty cool.
There's no other way out of this
Actually,
room." And he
plenty
points
of
to the.
things if you want to go back to my lab when all this shit's said and done.
I am good, thank you very much. And he points to the back. I had to eat those prisoners alive. Do you know how bad they tasted?
Probably
Gee,
pretty bad.
please tell us.
He looks at the young lady and says, "And by the way, I am so happy your friend is getting eaten right now because you are a major bastard." And he's glaring at Nimian. I have never seen such a bad harlot in my life.
I'm
Ah,
All
really
right, hey,
tend to just
no wonder your bones are disgusting to gnaw on.
Says the ugly fish woman.
okay,
Aw.
we're done talking. All right, we'll pay
I'm
you
being
2,000 gold.
Aaron's gone being eaten.
Get out of my way. We're
He,
on
lo-
a mission.
he looks to you and says, "Like you can do anything. I don't even know where those damn Rakshasa went. There was like 12 of them."
how the fuck do you
How
know?
do you know?
"Because I traveled the world as a young man. I used to go on adventures with Venzoran. I've
No,
seen
no,
these.
no,
None. What?
no. How do you know they're attacking?
How do I, because I can hear it. Do you not realize I have eyes and ears all over the city since I became a lich? I have more power than your little friend there."
Ooh, that's a
Oh
change.
shit.
And then a silence falls over the crowd.
So, who wants bets that Zilpip's lover here can kill him?
Yeah, don't worry. Aaron's missing a hand, by the way. Her left hand's gone
Is it
now.
his right hand?
No, the right hand's
500
still
gold,
there.
Ziltip.
Oh
Trivia.
damn.
500 gold, Ziltip win.
bring us to our friend,
Who are you talking to?
Kraviat.
Okay. He looks to you and says, and just tries to waits to speak.
You're not gonna speak. Just bring us there.
He waits to speak, standing there.
Oh.
Okay. Speak.
He looks to you and says, "This is where I was told he'd be eaten.
Oh.
I have
God
no
damn it.
This wasn't my squad. My job was to get rid of any points to Nimian, and my group
What?
leader was the one who was supposed to get rid of the one known as John, and then my son was supposed to kill you, which obviously he failed."
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Motherfucker squealed when he died.
Wait.
Ah well, he shakes his head.
Hmm.
Don't worry, Aaron. We know. You know, it's the first time you've ever had any sort of experience in that way.
Okay.
Um,
Hold up.
What is Aaron's daily duties as a marshal?
I mean, usually he's in his room working on going through paperwork and or in the
Not
main.
you. Not you. I'm asking Zilpiv if he knows. Yes, I know.
I don't know. I don't know.
Zilpip's never in town. He wouldn't know
Zilpip
anything.
doesn't
Oh.
know or care what Aaron does. You know what?
Okay.
I'm just gonna fucking scry on him.
Okay.
Why didn't you do it in the first place?
Because I thought my fucking useless ass demon pet could bring me to him.
Fair
Which
enough.
demon
Fucking
are you talking about exactly?
You know, at this
I
I
point,
don't
all
trust
wanna
him.
three of
burn
this.
a 5th level spell here, but I guess I fucking will.
I'm being eaten and you are chickens.
Shut up.
God damn it,
You'll be
Trun.
fine. You're only a little bit.
You only lost an arm and a leg. It's okay. No,
I
a
will
hand and a
eat
leg.
you next, Fuka.
What the hell did you do?
That sounds gay, Tren.
It's only gay if I'm not wearing socks.
Okay,
Uh,
I'm trying on him.
Okay. Do you even
can
have that spell?
Make a I do. You can make a wisdom saving throw.
I don't see it.
Trent.
You where's
No,
that spell?
I'm not making a wisdom saving throw
I'm pretty
against
sure
it.
he's technically still unconscious, so
Yeah, he's he's
so
completely
he can't,
don't
unconscious.
they?
You
Yeah,
don't
use
have
the
scrying. I'm looking at your character sheet right now. Zilpip doesn't have the spell scrying.
Does he have the magical
Is
item
it-
that lets him scry?
Oh. It might not be prepared. I know I have the spell.
Oh God.
Prepared.
Yeah. I mean,
Do
I'm
we
not
have
seeing
a
it in your
scroll of
spell
scrying?
list.
Do we have a scroll of scrying?
All right. Well,
You don't.
let me check
So-
something.
He's gonna see if his demon pets have anything like that.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Watch a
They
beatbox
do not.
video.
Okay.
Okay. I can't find it, Wolf. You just keep calling him Kraviat the entire time, so I guess that's become his name.
Who?
The fucking Rakshasa that Wolf captured.
Oh yeah.
He has now just been given the nickname the name Kraviat because I can't find the name and I'm not gonna listen through the entire thing.
In other words.
So before stream starts, I am gonna go close up downstairs and I shall be right back. This is your chance to listen to whatever you want to or say whatever you want to.
Beatboxing videos.
I love you.
I've been on this kick for like a couple weeks now for no reason at all, but it's dope.
Dude, I'm putting together a mini zoo.
Putting together a what?
A mini zoo.
Oh, yeah.
What?
I have, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pets.
Are you gonna charge people to see them?
I mean, maybe. They're pretty cool. There's a 2-headed dog. There's a pug.
God damn it, Wolf.
Among the other things.
And this shit is sick.
Dude, I'm thick.
Did you say you're
With a
thick?
triple C.
Nice. I have not witnessed the thickness yet.
How far is Columbus from Cincinnati?
Like 2 hours.
That's not bad.
No.
Alright, who missed me?
And the room falls silent.
Does that answer your question?
Well, fuck you guys. Now I'm gonna TPK the party, alright?
I couldn't hear you over the sound of beatboxing.
Really? Is that a challenge?
And that direct check. No.
Alright, you heard it here first, folks. Wolf has challenged the DM to a TPK contest. Let's see who kills the party first.
I'll let Jill do.
Wait.
Film.
If Zilpip kills the party first or the DM kills the party first,
Pretty much.
I bet I could do it first.
You know, there's a funny thing
I
about
bet you
that.
couldn't stop me from killing my party.
Can I go back to questing with 10x?
Gives up the life. Decides to go travel with the formerly fat dwarf. Somehow you feel safer crawling through dungeons, tombs, and fighting liches, undead dragons, and other such dangers than you do sitting at home with your party members. It's truly sad when sitting next to the fire and enjoying a nice cold beer with your party members is more dangerous than going down into a tomb with 12 liches.
I mean, let's be honest. Who are his party members?
At this point, you know, you have a fair
10x.
point. Tenem has done more. And I know you can't kill your entire party, Zopip, and you want to know the simple reason why?
Why?
A runs fucking thousands of leagues away from you.
Fuck you.
He's on a ship and you can't get to him.
Damn
That's a
it, you right.
spoiler.
So, yeah, no, even if you manage to kill John, Imian, and Gilxius, you will die, and then Aaron will die by my hands. So, there's nothing you can do to stop me.
Don't you have that thing down?
That thing. A conscience? No,
Talking
we threw that
me?
out years ago. I don't know who John was talking to. He went silent. Holy shit. Sounds like you're out in a car, Wolf.
I am.
Oh. You're not in your crappy car, are you?
I am.
That
And
poor
it's
thing.
not crappy. It is my fucking love boat.
Alright, can't wait to see that fucking car crash into DM's wall.
He'd have to try really hard. I'm on the second floor here. And there ain't no ramps for a while.
Listen to me very carefully.
Yeah?
It won't be the first time, and it won't be the last.
I'm also in the office, so I'm as far away from the driveway, so there's literally nothing he can bounce off of to hit up here. Plus, I have a room in front of me. So, there's no way that Wolf can theoretically hit me with his car.
Do not test Wolf, because he will fucking do it.
No, he won't, because this isn't my property. He won't try and break someone else's that he doesn't know.
Do you really think that's gonna stop him?
Yeah, I don't see Wolf
I
being the
mean,
type of asshole who would do that to a old lady.
No, not an old lady.
Because that's who owns this. That's pretty much
Oh,
who
yeah,
owns this house.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, the
Yeah.
old lady's pretty nice, wasn't she?
Hmm?
Your great aunt's actually a pretty nice person to Wolf.
Well, I don't think she met. No, she's only met Wolf like once, and it was for a
Sorry,
brief
that-
second.
I thought it was like twice. Because
Nope, it's only been the one
Yeah.
time, and otherwise she just didn't care that Wolf was cooking in the house and said that she liked his cookie dough.
Yeah, that was the only
Is that a
guy.
euphemism for something?
No, she legitimately, Wolf came over here and made like half a pound of cookies. Me, Fuka, and Wolf pretty much down those, and then he's like, oh, I'll just come pick up the cookie dough later. I still have the Tupperware container here, sitting on my desk actually. And my great aunt ate the entire thing of
Wash
cookie
it.
dough. Yeah, of course I washed it. Just like I still have his sunglasses and his porno
Oh
mask.
my god, he
It's still
never
sitting.
got them.
Nope, it is still sitting here.
That shit has been there since I was there. What the fuck, Wolf?
Yep.
Dude, I've been in Ohio.
Yeah, when he was still in Portland, you could have gotten them.
It's still here as proof. I have it.
Out.
I promise you, I couldn't buy this thing. So,
I was all
Dude, that mask is sick.
it's Wolf's sex mask from what he told us.
Nice.
Oh, the
It's
Luke
Wolf's mask whenever he makes those cookie doughs.
God damn it. Fuck you, Fraz.
And you know what? That's the only thing I wear.
Ah,
I can deny this because he was in the kitchen and I was standing there. He was wearing clothing.
Hey, you were not there when I made the cookie dough.
That's true. Oh, gods. Suddenly I feel bad that I ate
Semen
15.
cookies.
was the dough a bit too white?
No, it was a brown dough, thankfully. It tasted like avocado, but that wasn't Wolf's fault. That was mine.
Oh, so it's brown
That
instead,
was
huh?
because you
So it's
Brown
brown
dough, is John
instead.
related to him?
Yeah, I didn't have anything other than avocado oil in the house. And no, we're not going down that street that you guys were just talking on. Shut the fuck up. We're not moving there.
Where?
This is a
What?
PG-13 stream. We are not going down that train of thought. No.
All I
I
asked
doubt
is
it.
if Brown Doe was related to John Doe.
No. No. Nothing to do with it. Although the same look on John's character that I created is about what I feel right now. But yeah, no, Wolf left his sunglasses, his Tupperware container, and his mask here. I feel it's his only excuse to come and see me again after when he gets back. So, you know, come
So
mug
I
my
how's the whole
I'll
house.
be
thing?
back in Portland sometime this spring.
Yeah, right as I'm
Uh,
graduating.
That's like 3 months.
Yeah, that's well, spring in Oregon technically could be anywhere between April to June. So
Yeah.
it depends
Nice.
on what he's up to. If he comes up in June, that'll be right as I'm graduating and looking for a place to live. Oh man.
I
So. Mhm.
maybe in April.
Oh no. That means he's gonna come
So
harass me for the fact that I haven't been going to the gym at all during this winter.
I fucking will. Are you not going to the gym?
No, I've been working at home now that I have a bench and everything, and I finally got some plates
Not
that are
the same.
worthwhile.
It's not the same.
It isn't, but my shoulders and arms have been increasing in size, and I'm actually curling more than I ever have. So my bench press hasn't increased, but my push-up count has. So I'm pretty proud.
If your curling has increased by so much that it's almost suspicious, it's because it is fucking suspicious.
No,
And you're
not that
probably
much.
not curling correctly.
I have increased my curling
DM's
by
doing
10.
steroids.
Yeah, that's it.
Not what I was talking about.
You know, because my dick needs to
I'm
be
talking about
smaller at
form.
this point. That's exactly the issue here. No, I've as far as it goes, I'm curling now 10 pounds heavier than when I was going to the gym, just because I'm doing it more often throughout the day. I do about 15 sets in a day, to work on triceps, biceps, shoulders, and then chest packs, and then I do
15
abs and
sets of how many reps?
12 a piece minimum. I go up
12
more if
apiece
I can
minimum?
do. Yeah.
What weight?
Currently the curling thing is I think 35, which if you ask Fuka, who was up here with me when I was going bench, I was doing for curls with a dumbbell 25s to 30s at best. 30 was like my 6
Yeah.
rep, and now I can do a 12 rep with 35. So, and I'm increasing it more and more. It's just I need to start increasing the weight a little bit more to make it more challenging. But yeah. It's not the same, Wolf, but fucking going at 5 a.m. in this winter weather has been impossible. It's just too fucking cold, and I can't get enough coffee in me throughout the day.
It's not
So
even winter yet.
it is here. It's fucking
Bro,
30
you ever
degrees here.
Yeah, and it's like 15 degrees here.
Yeah, but you have a car.
That's a little hot low there, Wolf.
It gets to 15, yeah, man.
Yeah, well,
What's 0 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
30. 32.
32.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, it
Yeah,
hasn't
dude.
gone down that low.
It's been getting down to like 20 and 15.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you have a
I
car to drive to the gym. I have to fucking walk to the gym. It's fucking cold. Alright. Fashion tips. Oh no. Oh, this is the fucking jingle bells. I've already got them for my beard. No, I'm not doing lights. It's a fire hazard. A friend of mine did
I
that and he
see.
set his beard on fire doing that. And I may be a ginger, but I
that would
don't want
make
to be
good
burning.
for a stream.
No. Not fucking happening. I'm not setting my beard on fire for. I don't have enough subscribers to get a beard on fire.
Just go as Blackbeard then, and then you can actually set it on fire.
No, because if I title my stream Blackbeard, I'm gonna get fucking kicked off Twitch. So, because anything to do with black, it just if you're a white dude saying it, you're gonna get kicked off Twitch unless you're a chick with big boobs. Otherwise, yeah, you're fucked.
Oh no, you just said black.
Yeah. Stream canceled. All right, let's start the game.
Oh,
Since it's 5 p.m., it's technically 5:02. Fuck Trend because he's not here. Well, I guess it's No Nut November, so no one's helping him
Actually,
with
it's
that.
8 o'clock.
younger than 18.
It's 5 p.m. Shut the fuck up, Kilxius. You deal with my time. That's how this works. I'm in charge. All right. Last time we left off, we had. God damn. Lost my train of thought already. Yeah, last time we left off, the party had to deal with a full-on Rakshasa, infiltration, in which Zilpip magically and easily vaporized his target. Nimian ran for her life after trying to flirt with a bodyguard, and John noped the fuck out of the city and let it almost burn down. Aaron was captured and taken off to be feasted upon, and then teleported onto a boat by Lich, and the party managed to dig themselves down into where they ran into said Lich beforehand. They would meet up with him, finding out all of what was going on, how many Rakshasa had actually infiltrated the town, and that a full-on invasion was going on in the Tiefling lands. They have no idea why. Even now, the Rakshasa that has been formerly known as something else has now become named Kraviat because the DM here has forgotten what the fuck the name was, and Zilpip refused to use the proper name at any point in the stream other than the first time I said it, so I couldn't find the portion of that stream to figure out what the name was. So, by default now, his name is Kraviat because I'm too lazy to try and look it up or spend an hour watching and listening to my own voice. Otherwise, the party would attempt to scry, which they would find out Zilpip sucks at everything useful, not being able to scry and using this undead lich that they basically abandoned to die down in the tomb below the city, in which he would then teleport to save Aaron and magically teleport him onto a boat destined to the Rakshasa lands. That is the same boat that Zaya is currently residing on from the Rejected Potential, for those few viewers who watched that stream. Otherwise, the party has now been left with a Caveat, Zilpip, Nimian, now Kilxius finally joining and opening his mouth more than once to say hello, and John sitting down in the dungeons below the city, with a massive magic teleport circle all around, and poor Aaron is locked away in a cage destined for the Rakshasa land, with the Lich not being able to teleport them out. We continue our stream with some information that popped up that I'm going to explain because it's going to become somewhat useful to the party, and I have a feeling if I don't, Wolf's going to literally drive to my house and shoot me for not telling the party this because, well, it's kind of needed information. During this whole situation, with the fact that the two worlds had melded together, I must explain something a little less known to the rest of the players. The way Thief, the all-seeing god, the Omni King, for those who are big fans of Dragon Ball, the man in charge of pretty much many different versions and dimensions of the same universe, and the multiverse itself. He doesn't have to shoot me, but there are worse things I know Wolf can do, and I really don't want to have to deal with that at this point. as I was saying, yes, the way the world works is that Thief controls the multiverse. He has many planets or many universes under his thumb in which he continuously watches and manipulates them according to watch his own experiments. Thief is the brother of Alenta the First, the goddess, and what would be technically the first, and I put this in parentheses because this was not her title, the High Queen. She is the mother of all the gods previous to Logalthus and Kanat, or the grandmother to many of the minor gods. Thief also is the man who created magic. He would weave it into a few of the multiverses to see how the mortals were affected by it and play around with it as an experiment. Very similar to how Zilpip works in an overall basis, is very similar to Thief's character, minus the cruelty and willingness to kill his own party. Thief also, to explain how the multiverse is designed, he has a in a sense, three ball design to it. Two of the multiverses in a three-pod connection will be mirrored by each other. The only difference is one will be the opposite in most cases. So in this case, where Zilpip is considered a good guy in parentheses, he would be considered an evil villain in the other. The third version of this of this pod is a completely different world that will have some similar history pieces, some similar timelines, but things could be very different and may not have any of the same characters. This idea comes from the old world or the unknown world that has been currently merged with the world that the players know. So, to explain what has happened, due to this factor, and due to the fact that Zilpip, Zelm, and one other time wizard managed to gain powers well beyond their abilities and put out a stronger sort of mana push into the world with expanding time magic into the unknown world, and although not teaching it to the other mortals, with just their presence alone and their magical output has caused the two of the three multiverses in this pod to merge together. That is what we know as the unknown world, where the Vidan originate from, and many of the other races that we've just heard about last session come from, and this world. Now, because of that, Thief isn't exactly happy, because when you combine two multiverses, you cause a lot of issues, and no one else is happy about this because this also means we have to write a bunch of lore, and everyone's been bitching at me about that. So with those two things, with those known, I will continue the story as is. That Thief is not exactly happy, and that Zilpip is to blame for the universe being unbalanced. Now that everyone's
Right.
caught up, the only other thing I will mention is that the gods, those few who in here who are playing gods, have had to have felt a very big disturbance due to Thief's anger and his unwillingness to directly get himself involved, typically in any exchanges. On the rare occasion he has, but very rare and only for a specific decision. The High King has been granted the ability to manipulate mana in the world in his multiverse. This has caused a massive issue because this means the High King is almost practically undefeatable while he has this power. Imagine giving a god who is basically the controller of the world or of the galaxy that you're in the ability to now not only control and be the strongest fighter in the world, but now also be able to take away any magical abilities you might have. And that is basically now the High King's extent. He is almost impossible to beat, which is one of the reasons you're going to hear Wolf bitch at me all night long about this, most likely. And Fuka's going to be planning how to now snuggle up to the High King to gain more power. So, with all that in mind, let's begin the session. With the party having come back, Aaron is gone. We don't know where he's fucked off to. Most likely he's at dinner or something like that, or he's out with Tracy. So, as the party finds themselves sitting inside this deep, dark dungeon, the teleportation circle completely gone dark, the scrying ball or crystal ball still lit up with Aaron's image sitting in a dark room, a dark cage. He wishes. And the God, now you always throw me off thought with this shit. God damn it, you guys. There we go. Yes, as the party is sitting in this deep dark dungeon, the dank smell of a strong herb is smelled off in the distance of the room. It is very dingy in here, and the occasional drip of water is heard. Otherwise, everything is silent. The above ground seems to be completely quiet, as nothing's been seeming to go on, as currently curfew is in order, as Aaron had given the order for a sort of martial law to be enacted during nighttime for the time being before he was captured. And now we come back to our players sitting in this dungeon, enjoying themselves and trying to plan how not to die. What would you guys like to do?
Fuck you! Alright, I just needed to get that out.
What
What do you
now?
boys want to do?
What's the status in the city?
What do you mean?
Like, is it still infested by the Rakshasas?
From what Zilpip's demon girl friend had stated, the one he enslaved and forced to sleep with him, because it's the only other way that he's gonna get any women at this point of that
Never
power.
fucked her.
Um,
Never fucked her.
that's right. Remember, Zilpip is paralyzed from the neck down.
He's not anymore.
Actually, he's not.
Well, usually he was, and figuring out how everything works now is gonna take time still. Um,
You're not
ED.
wrong, but like,
Viagra. That is the next thing on Zilpip's list to make. All right. You cannot make Viagra, Wolf. No.
If it lasts more than 4 hours.
I literally, as I mentioned that, he gives me question. From what Pip's demon slave had mentioned, not caveat by the way, for those wondering. I'm trying to remember what her name is, and I'm pulling it up on the character sheet right now because I do for.
protein.
No, it's not protein. Fuck you.
No, it's protein.
Frodogen. Frodogen, yes. She had pointed out
Frodogen.
during session, or during last session, that she had noticed a good amount, about 30 or so, Rakshasa had infiltrated the city completely.
Are they in any important positions or just mingling about as civilians?
It seemed that they were mingling about. It didn't seem like they were working with the main group. Otherwise, they should have attacked you, because many of them did see you guys and did see you attack the Rakshasa that were involved, and did see Zilpip parading his new slave around.
Mm,
So a good guess at this point is that they are either not involved or they are not. They don't believe you guys have figured them out. And Wolf, go ahead and send your next question.
Yeah.
And if it's another thing about Viagra, I swear to God.
Joy.
Poor Nimian. Run! Run while you have a chance. Alright.
I would rather suicide, if anything.
Third question. Go ahead. Yes, so as you lot are sitting down there, Kilxius has, of course, joined your party after parting with Tenem, who took Zilpip's slave / apprentice / adopted son of Kilxius, and had left out of town to go and continue more adventures, as he had heard about the 6 Sigma Dragons awakening into the world. Well, 5 technically, but 6 officially is their title. And is out hunting them. Yeah, go ahead and roll that. And yes, it did, but that was explained that Zilpip felt the worlds merge, so when we were talking about this stuff. So yes, Kilxius, Nimian, and John, while Zilpip is rolling to figure out how fucked he is there anything you guys want to do?
how's my spy network?
From what you know, they were wiped out from the Rakshasa that were attacking.
All of them?
Well, the amount of bodies that were dropped off in front of you when the one came in looking like Zilpip, you assume most of your hierarchy has been trimmed.
Fuck it, I'm going back.
You're heading back into your little tunnel system.
Not alone.
Okay,
I'm
smart
gonna
man.
ask the other to join me if we're not doing anything else.
I mean, Aaron's on a boat.
Yeah, we can just leave them.
Oh yeah,
damn.
fuck
Okay, then.
Aaron. I mean, he's got missing an arm and a
mean,
leg. You
the
know, he's
more
useless
limbs you
now.
lose, the more limbs he'll have replaced. So
um, I guess I'll be coming with.
Okay. So Nimian and
yeah, I don't. I'm mostly asking Zilpip.
Oh, what's he asking?
See what my spine network is doing. If it's actually still mine.
What do you want me to do?
My bodyguard, not skilled. Kill everyone else that's trying to kill us, if there are any. Just join me.
Sure.
please,
I'll
please
walk
protect
around.
me, Daddy. I don't want to die.
You know what?
Translation here.
Yeah,
Mm,
I'll walk around with him for a little bit.
okay.
While I'm walking around, I'm just going to take some of that time, unless I get interrupted, but I'm going to take some of that time to do a short rest, get some arcane recovery,
Okay.
get
And
some spell slots back.
And to answer your question, Zopip, yes, you feel a strong magical change about the world. It feels like the mana has become very. The best way you can describe it seems much more volatile than what it usually is, where mana around the world is, when it's formulated into a physical form, seems typically calm but chaotic in a small sense, as it is uncontrolled. This seems almost like it's completely become volatile, and you imagine that if something like Mesna, the physical plasma of magic, came out, or as you cast a spell, would actually start to hurt and harm people around it, due to its just what seems like not necessarily angry but dangerous mixture has been combined with it, almost as if it's not being properly controlled.
Let's try doing some fun shit with it.
Perfect time to experiment with shit. And Kilxius, you got my message, correct?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. I'll be adding your extra stuff later. We'll go into a discussion on that. But
Okay.
that'll be outside of game later on. All right. So I assume Nimian, you said you had joined John. I assume Kilxius is just gonna follow around like typical.
Yep.
Okay. And
Sure.
okay. So as you guys head out of the dungeon, basically saying "fuck Aaron" and letting him be eaten, you can hear
He's on a ship. He
you
got
can
teleported out.
as you guys begin to walk out, for a second, John, Nimian, what's your passive perception? I forget. I thought it was high.
Do you want to ask mine?
No, fuck you, John. I know it's over. It's like over 20 something. You can't roll better.
One over, just one over.
13.
Oh, it's a 13. Okay. Yeah. So I assume most of you have a passive perception over 10 at this point, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I shouldn't have to ask
Everyone
that.
has a passive perception of. No, actually, no. No,
Not
never mind.
everyone, not always.
Yeah,
I've rolled characters where they didn't. Event
yeah,
level
fair enough.
20.
I just
So,
realized it affects wisdom.
all right. So as you guys are heading out, you can hear for a second what sounds like a female's voice on the scrying orb. It sounds like someone's chatting in the background, and you can hear a deeper voice speaking back. You can't make out what they say. And well, wait. Does anybody speak Infernal in here?
Does anybody have comprehend languages? Is the question.
Fuck you.
Let me check.
I assume the only
Uh,
person that I would think would have
No.
Infernal would be Kilxius.
I do not have Infernal.
my Rakshasa speaks Infernal.
Yes, he does, but doesn't mean he's going to translate for you willingly.
It willingly is the thing.
Pretty much.
He will translate for me.
All right, and Nimian, I assume you don't have Infernal either.
Nope.
Okay. From what you can make out, or what he explains, Zilpip, in a very kind tone, he basically states it's some woman. Sounds like a tiefling. One of you horned bastards. Sounds like she's
Or
asking about her father and a bunch of zombies that are controlling the ship. Her grandfather, her family, her brother. I don't know. Something of that sort is all I can understand from it.
Fun.
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
shit, your film's pretty bad.
He looks at John and says, "Oh, I'm not a translator. My job is to kill people."
And look where that got you.
Says the guy who ran away from us.
Silence.
He glares at Little Pip. As you guys head back above ground, the city's quiet. There's no one on the streets. The lamps have been lit as the streets are completely lit up and clear. The occasional joke is heard from one of the inns, and you can hear a little bit of boisterous drinking and laughing. But otherwise, it seems like a quiet night. Troops are patrolling. Nothing seems unusual.
All right. I'm going back to my lab.
Okay. Nimian, what's your plan?
Uh, I guess I'll just go back to doing what my occupation was. I'm the chaplain.
I was gonna
Right?
say you're not gonna go back and try and hit on another dwarf, right?
No.
Because that almost ended up with you getting eaten and not in a fun way. Um, okay. And Kilxius, what's your plan?
Um, I probably haven't been around a whole lot since we got the
Mm-mm.
city, correct?
Nope, you were pretty much taken out almost right after everyone or the city was being built. Hell, you didn't even realize the walls were the walls when you left were white. Now they're made of something of a very dark black rock.
So I'm gonna kind of walk around and just explore the city.
Okay. And John, besides
I'm going back
singing,
to my goddamn channel.
okay. I surprised no one's singing. Don't split the party. All right. As you guys head off in your own direction, Zilpip
I can just
teleporting
run.
out, John heading into one of the cellars of a nearby tavern into the tunnels in one of his little escape areas. Kilxius wandering off to explore the nightlife, and Nimian returning to one of the church or to the castle itself to act as basically in charge since no one else wants to go and take that position. Um, it seems to be a quiet and peaceful night. Around midnight seems to be around the time when things start to get active. And I'm going to go down on each line matter here. First, we're going to start with the most interesting.
Not
Nimian.
Nimian. God
Yeah.
damn it.
Nimian, as you retire back to the castle, going through the paperwork and getting things organized, as is part of your job to assist Aaron with running everything, since John and Zilpip are practically useless in that matter, and Kilxius hasn't been around at all to be assigned a role. You retire to your own living quarters, which is a nice little room designed with a nice large fish tank with some exotic fish you've had brought in. A few little pieces of equipment here and there to allow you to study the stars and some magical text. A man seems to enter into or knock on your door from the sounds of it, as you realize there's the sound of a large and meaty fist thumping at the door.
Joy. I call out, who is here?
The fist just stops, and a letter is slid right underneath the door. It seems to have a nice wax
Joy.
seal on it.
I pick up. Well, first I'm going to investigate to
Hmm.
see if there's anything wrong with this letter.
Okay, give me an investigation check.
It's anthrax.
God damn it, John, how'd you know my plan to kill you?
I know what I'm making next.
Oh shit.
Kills the party through anthrax. That's great. All right.
21.
21? Okay. Um as you look at the piece of paper after the night's situation and realizing it's better to be cautious than anything else. The letter seems like a normal piece of parchment. The paper looks to be a little older in material wise, a little thicker. You can smell what smells almost like strawberry coming off of it. If you guess either the ink is made of it or there's a perfume slight to it. The wax seal is made with
Lord.
a purple color or purple wax, and it is simply an axe and a hammer crossing over each other in the seal mark. And it seems to have been sealed many hours ago, from what you can guess. You estimate about 5, roughly.
Okay,
hmm
after investigating it, can I archon? Well, is there any magical presence towards it?
Not that you can tell.
Okay, then I'm just going to pick up the paper and take off the seal to read the letter.
Okay, as you break the seal slightly, it cracks open with ease, and as you start to unfold the letter, you realize what it is. It's a wanted poster.
It's anthrax.
On the poster itself, it reads, in big bold letters, "Wanted, dead." Below it is a picture. The picture shows a short human, from what you can tell, with long white
Oh,
flowing
fuck.
hair,
God damn it.
eyes drawn of purple and a almost a dark black. You're not sure. The color seems to be smudged slightly on the other. And below that, it reads simply, "The smallest dragon, 100 platinum."
Kinda figured.
And as you start to realize it, the guards are still standing outside your door that were assigned there previously. That's all that is in the letter.
I questioned the guards to see if there's anyone by the door.
I assume that means you open the door and ask?
No, I yell it.
Oh, okay. The guards state that no, seem to be a or a older dwarven man by his stature.
What was his physical description?
Old, gray bearded, short.
Anything note of anything worth noting? Like, what did he have on him?
He carried a white cane made of wood.
So you're telling me an old naked dwarf came by, slipped a note, and left?
Oh, he one of the guards just chuckles and goes. The other one goes, "Well, he had a cloak on. That's why I couldn't see his face."
What was the color of the cloak?
Gray. It was rather tattered. I didn't. He seemed like a normal messenger. And seeing as
Thank
your
you.
best guards were assassinated by Rakshasa, you know, you gotta give it what you got.
Okay, thank you.
The
And
man
then I
goes,
just
"Go
I
ahead."
just retire for the night.
Okay. As you, I assume you set the letter on your desk and just go crash for the night. On
I'm wait, do I have anything that'll like at the very least
your room is so on your desk. You do have a few other papers that you've been working on and kind of going through and filling out. You know, requests from local merchants and
mm,
stuff like that. And you have a candle sitting
mm-hmm.
beside it. Some wax that's always being heated by a small little magical device that Zilpip crafted up just for the convenience of the kingdom itself, only
I'm
for
going
those.
to use
Yes.
Arcane Eye before I go to sleep
Okay.
as like my surveillance.
Okay. Let me look that up real quick. I gotta remember something. Because that might actually cause... Suddenly a Rakshasa appears above your bed.
Oh fuck
Um...
no.
he looks like Zopip. Oh no, this is a wet dream. Um...
Wait, what?
No. No. Fuck no.
Okay, so as you start to fall asleep, setting the note on or the ransom letter on your desk, you see something, or the arcane eye picks up something almost immediately as the heat from the candle itself seems to permeate. The lettering, or the image and lettering, completely change on the letter itself.
Since it's like since I'm mentally receiving it, what does
hmm
it say?
All right, give me a moment. Give me a second, guys. Oh, fuck. I don't know if that's the proper spelling for that word.
1.
Alright. Moving on. We're gonna go to the next interesting person. Kilxius.
Yeah.
As you walk the streets, finding the occasional inn very rowdy and people seem in good spirits, the town is built. It's now been split up into 5 quadrants. You realize in your travels, this is Dragon's Gate is actually
Wait.
the what?
5
Yes,
quadrants?
quadrants. Yes, correct. There are 5 sections to the entire city.
Quadrants means 4.
John, I will literally drive up to Canada and shove my foot up your ass. If you ever correct me like that again, I swear to God, shut up. Allow the DM to tell the story how he wants to. God fucking damn. Fine. 5 sections. Let's keep it simple for John here. In which each one seems to be dominated by one of the main churches recognized by Dragon's Gate's elite, being Aaron, Nimian, and John themselves. The city seems to have, depending on the area you're in, or the section you're in, keyword section, it changes by building design and otherwise population overall. The populations vary in the races that live in the area, although not too much, as in most of the races that live in Dragon's Gate seem to be either half races or half species, or typically people who aren't well received in other towns. Dragon's Gate is also known to be one of the largest castles slash castle towns in the entirety of the northeastern continent, because of it being so old. As you walk about, the city seems rather prosperous. You can see that the Black Talon has a couple of small merchant banks in each of the sections. A few of the other guilds have set themselves up, with many of them becoming more prominent. Merchants' shops are open, but most don't have any customers in it due to the martial law that was enacted by Aaron before she/he was captured, and you guys left them to be eaten on a boat with undead lich that hate you all. Just to reiterate that, because no one seems to care whatsoever that Aaron's probably going to die. As you're walking about, is there anything you're looking for in particular, Kilxius?
No, not really. Just looking around the town some, figuring out the lay of the land.
As you go about, you see patrols. Many of them wave to you as they recognize you as one of the members of the council that runs this town, as well as the other smaller towns. A few of them joke with you and ask you to tell them stories about your adventures with Tenem, wanting to hear all about how the situation went with your questing. Something catches your eye as you walk past what is the giant college that's known to Dragon's Gate, that is now known as, literally above the main arch, it just says engraved in gold, Zilpip. Because, just a reminder for those who don't remember this, Zilpip literally wanted to name the town Zilpip. And because the college was under him, when I asked him what he wanted to name the college, he said Zilpip. So that is now what is engraved on top of the biggest university in the northeastern part of the world.
Yep.
You see a dwarven old man in a gray cloak, with long gray beard, almost touching the ground, walking with his white wooded cane. Seems to be kind of walking down the stairs from the university, giggling with an older elven lady. That you know from your experience having been here once before. That typically runs the library right across from the university. But they seem to be the only two that are out on the streets. Otherwise, it seems like a quiet night.
Um, can I check out some of the shops you said
Sure.
are open?
What are you looking for?
Um, it's a good question.
From your experience with the traveling you did, because remember, you've spent the last 2 years with Tenem basically going through different different tombs, ruins, studying and learning stuff. Well, Tenem studied and learned stuff. You kind of tagged along and beat the crap out of everything that got in your way. Um, one sec. Okay. Um, So you know you're in your bank account. You have many of the items that Tenem didn't take personally for himself, and that didn't give to the small elven apprentice, who is no longer small, by the way. He's about your height now, Kilxias, from what you can recall. So you're pretty much richer than all hell. And from what you can guess, the weapons and items you've gained, although your bank account is substantial, you'd probably almost triple what you have in items.
Gotcha.
hmm
Um, I got like a few daggers that I don't really need. I'll just donate to the one of the merchant places.
All right, as you walk into one of the smaller shops, you see a gnome in there who seems to be tinkering away at something. And as you walk in, he waves at you and says, "Ah, you must be Kilxias.
Yeah, that's me.
I've heard so much about you. You're famous around these parts. I hear you even travel with the legendary Tenem."
I did for quite a while, but actually I'm here again. He's back off doing his own thing.
Oh, would you have any tales you'd like to tell? I mean, I would love to hear some things, and I mean, I'll bring out some food. You know, the wife makes a great pot roast, and she's right in the back. It'd only take a few minutes if you wanna hang out and enjoy yourselves. We don't get many customers at this time of night.
Yeah, I'll sit down and chat it up for a minute.
All right, what story are you gonna tell
Yes, that is a good
Good
question.
story.
Because
him?
The story of how he fucked an undead dragon.
No.
That's
into
canon now.
submission,
He did
Yeah.
it.
into submission. I'll
T-
just tell him about some of the adventures that I've been on and
Come on,
enter or
let's hear some specifics as he kind of coaxes you on.
I don't know. Some of it I can't really talk about.
He looks at you and says, "Oh, come on, I'll pay for it. I would love to hear these stories."
Oh, I don't need any more money.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Bullshit.
He looks at you, but come on. I mean, he brings in a couple of kids, and he says, "My kids would love to hear these stories of adventures. You know, it's not every day they get to hear about a legend. Come on now." You can't disappoint the children, and you see about two little squirts running around. Oddly enough, this gnome has brown hair. These kids both have white hair.
Wait, what?
I sent someone cheating.
Well, technically, Zilpip's not married, but go ahead, Kilxis.
Oh man.
No, the things I've seen it would scare the little kid.
I mean, they've heard tales from Zilpip, who's passed by here a few times when he's come to check out my shop for items.
Oh,
You
fuck
can.
you.
Come on. I mean, honestly, Kilxias, you can at least tell
Wait,
us something.
what kind of stories did Zilpip tell?
Oh my god.
I mean, him and my wife used to talk a lot, from what I can recall.
Oh.
But he gave us great business whenever he'd come to buy iron from us or any sort of material he was looking for. So
I, I'm just gonna lay a few gold down in front of him and like pat him on the shoulder. Like I really gotta go.
But
Oh my
come on,
God.
you got to tell us something. It's really. And he kind of stops as you hear behind you the door opens as a little bell rings.
I look at who it is.
Yo, she hot though?
As you turn around, you see something that catches your eye that's very strange. A golden-eyed orc, green orc, seems to be standing there in the doorway, fully armored up, in full plate, with strange markings on it.
Well, fuck.
Strange markings like it could be writing.
Yeah, it's writing from what you can tell. Looks like some
So
sort of runes.
I'll use my Eye of the Rune Keeper then.
As you do so, you realize it says, blessed of Ashamar. Also, you realize that this is a female orc.
Ooh, she dummy thick though.
God damn
I,
it.
I say to her in Orcish, I'm like, so you're a follower of Ashamar too?
She just kind of stares at you for a second, and that's when finally, as you start to get a good look of her, you can see the massive mangled of scars all over her face. This woman looks like she's been in battle many a times, and she looks at you and says, "One has to be when you're fighting against bloodthirsty dwarves and humans and, well, the ugly-looking angel people. But yes, Hashimar gives me his blessing."
Yeah, he gave me this, and I pull out my Ashen Bastion Great Hammer to kind of show it off.
Wow, in the first date, huh?
he, lo- she looks at you and says, "Well, good for you. Now, if you wouldn't mind," and she kind of it looks like she hand motions to move out of her way.
I step to the side.
"Good boy." She pats you on the head as she walks by and starts to sets down a bunch of bags of coin. Says, "I need to purchase, or I'm here to pick up my order, and I'm gonna need the thing we talked about." And the gnome looks to both of you for a second, looks to his kids and kind of pushes his kids back into the room. Uh, Heads back there to pick up some stuff, and you hear him tinkering around with something. Do you wish to do anything?
I'm looking.
Yeah, I can bet you're looking. Uh huh.
No, not that.
Starts eyeing this woman up. Let me show you more of
Um,
the Ashen Bastion.
I'm going to cast Detect Magic, specifically kind of in the direction that he went off to.
From what you can tell, there's a lot of magic coming from back there. From what you can tell, there's about 12 sources.
What school? Or do well, I would know what school. I guess it says. There.
Most of it seems to be custom-made spells that you don't recognize, due to the fact that the magic seems to be off, very angry, and the what you'd guess for the school seems to be blending together as you're realizing this.
Gotcha. I turn to her and I'm like, "Aren't you out a little past curfew there?"
She looks at you and says, "Aren't you a little ugly to be hitting on me?"
Well, I'm not hitting on anybody.
That's true. You don't have the capabilities. And she goes back to waiting for the gnome as she looks at the curtain and waits his presence.
I've
Shit.
traveled many a lands and saw much more attractive beings than you.
Seduce. Be the next Alice, bitch.
Pulls a
No,
Bart.
I just got Vin out of me. I'm no.
That is not a sentence you ever want to have to utter to your party mates. Allow me to tell the tale of how I've got a horny old elf out of me. Uh, she looks to you and says, "Well, that's good, 'cause I've been to many a lands and traveled far and wide and seen much better warriors."
Um,
Now, if you're
I,
done, would you mind leaving? Your presence sickens me.
I asked her if she came from the fucking whatever the Americas is supposed to be.
The
You know
storming,
where
e-
Kilxia started.
the storming empire, or the storm empire.
I thought there was a different. I don't know.
Well, it's called Armenia, but the people or the ruling faction there is the storming empire,
Mm.
led by the
Wait,
guy that
ask her if
almost
she.
killed you.
Yeah, I asked her if she has to do with the Storming Empire.
She pulls out a handkerchief out of of a pocket and hands it to you, and it's got a big black lightning bolt on it with a crow. The same sigil you remember being held above all the other clans when you were attacked.
Mm. So you are part of them.
Yes, the Emperor is my brother.
Mm. I'm
And
sorry.
well, don't be. He's a bigger fool than you. But I am a mercenary under the hire of your. She contemplates the word for a second. King, queen, Whatever that human is to you lot.
I mean, not really anything to me, but whatever.
Yes, exactly my belief. Now, if you will excuse me, as the gnome finally comes back from behind the curtain, setting down a massive spear that is about as thick as the Ashen Bastion, with the blade or the spearhead even wider, as she picks it up with ease. How long does your detect magic spell go for? I forget.
10 minutes.
10
believe.
minutes. All right, so as you look at this thing, you realize, god damn it. You realize that this spell is well, the spell on it seems to have enchanted it to give it the full ability to cast two spells. One is, and I gotta remember the name of it because I have it written down here in my notes, and I know I'm about to get a large fuck you from the audience. Give me 2 seconds as I pull it up. Where is it? God damn it! Why are these things never right where I need them? Yeah, what the hell? Oh, that's why. Give me a moment. I'm trying to find where it went. Wait, what the fuck? Did it get removed? God damn it. Why is this thing not here? God damn it, Wolf. What did you do?
What you looking for?
A specific spell that I made, and there it is. Alright. The first spell you recognize on there is called Vorpal Mine. This thing seems to be able to launch mines out whenever its word is activated. The second spell seems to be something very similar to a fireball, but seems to shoot lightning.
Hmm.
And if you had to estimate, this spear probably weighs about the same amount, or about half of what you weigh, Kilxius.
Interesting.
hmm And the woman just kind of
What
picks it up.
color is it?
The spear.
Yeah.
The blade is made of a purple material, and the staff, or well, the thick. No other way to explain it is a thick iron shaft. It seems to be made of a blue. I will make sure each of you get this iron shaft, and you shut up. You are children, and
Oh,
I'm
this is
so
getting
happy to the
clipped.
TPK.
This is getting fucking clipped.
The iron shaft seems to be made of a blue material.
All right.
Smurf.
He is not the sucker of Smurfs. And the woman kind of picks it up, leaves the gold pouches on the table or on the desk, and seems to walk right out the door, meeting up with what looks to be 3 other people. From what you can tell, they are all in a red metal armor plate
As
from
she
the tell of
walks
it.
out, I'm like, huh, must be lonely.
She just kind of twirls it and utters back, "Still the biggest shaft I've ever seen," and exits the door. All right. And Kelxius, is there anything else you wanted to do? You sure you don't want to regale the merchant with a tale of your adventures?
No, that's fine. I do want to
Uh-huh.
see if I can persuade him to tell me about like that spear.
All right, roll a persuasion check
Alrighty.
with advantage,
I'm glad you said that.
because you're gonna need it.
Oh, I rolled the exact same. It was a 6.
The man looks at you and says, "Well, she brought me the materials. I can't tell you where she got them due to customer confidentiality, but she from what she wanted a spear that would represent her," and he puts in air quotes, "noble house." And her mercenary group is prepping for the invasion of the Emporium, from what I can tell. I mean, if you'd like to tell me a story of your adventures, I could probably tell you more, but.
How about money? You
Money I
what
have
kind of money?
plenty of, to be honest. And he kind of picks up the 6 bags of gold that she left behind and kind of starts to shovel them under the desk.
How about a suggestion for a little bit more information?
I don't need any suggestions. I'm pretty happy with myself.
All
My
right, I start
chill.
walking towards the door,
All right.
and as I get right to the door, I turn around. I'm like, I'll give you the suggestion for free. You might want to get your kid's DNA checked. Just walk out.
You hear the man go, "What?" And then you can feel the physical light bulb go on. Someone won't be shopping there for a while. All right.
Fuck. You motherfucker.
You ruined one of
Yep,
Zilpip's
that's what
honey.
you did, Zilpip. That's
You
what
were
you did.
you ruined one of Zilpip's honey pots.
Yeah, dude.
And the
Why the
best
fuck you gotta
merchant
do
deal
that to
he
me?
ever had. Cause think about it, what better chance for apprentices than ones of his own blood. Um, as you walk out, Kilxius, you can feel an extremely strong presence of magic coming from the children. You recognize the magical presence. It's very familiar. Ah, all right. So as the party, or as you head out into the night, enjoying the cool air, the night continues on with nothing of note going on. Eventually, finding a little inn to crash in, the man gives you a free room, without any fuss, as it puts it on the tab of the city. We move on to the next most interesting party member, John. As you return to your little hole in the ground, your under empire, the first thing you realize is something's wrong. Other than the
Yeah, no
fact that
shit.
most of your men are dead, your spider web has fallen apart, you feel a very cold wind blowing through the tunnel, which is really strange, as typically the tunnels underground are well heated due to a few areas where you found a small spa, a natural spa itself.
I roll to stealth.
Congratulations, you're stealth, because I'm not even going to make you fucking roll anymore for that. Because there's literally no way I can create a character that can perception you into fucking finding your stealth. And because if you go out of existence with your stealth, it would be a really boring way to go out as a character at this point. All right, so yes, as you start to walk around, so you start to hear the scratching on walls. What sounds like a strong either a knife or a sword or something metal scratching along the stone walls.
Where's it coming from?
Further down the tunnels, from what you can tell, the same direction as this wind seems to be coming from.
I'm going in.
All right, as you start to head down, you catch your first glimpse as the lights, or as the candles that usually light up this entire area have been blown out. You can still see the burn marks from the earlier flamethrower imitation that one of the Rakshasa had been carrying around. But you see what looks to be a large furry figure walking towards you, with very long, blackened claws scratching across the rock.
You did just say it can't see me, so
It cannot.
I'm just gonna stay away from it while just observing it.
As you observe it, you realize that there are holes in its chest from what look to be either bolts or bullets. Hard to tell. Musket bullets to reference. Um, there seems to be the blood seems to have blackened on its body, and you realize that this looks to be identical to the creature you met earlier when you had your council meetings the other day, or just yesterday. This looks to be a gnoll with long claws that you'd guess about almost a full foot in length, made of solid iron, scratching. Its eyes are completely blackened and sunk in. Its mouth is hanging open. There's no breath coming from it. Its chest does not move. All it does is seem to walk, and as you see one, you see another and another, until almost 20 are starting to walk through the tunnels.
I'm calling Zilpip.
SOS! Help!
Zombies.
Zilpip,
Zombie gnome.
you are literally the only person that can do anything at this point. I rely only on you. God damn. And still, no one cares about Aaron. Um,
Can't
meanwhile,
do anything.
that's true.
Can't you see I'm trying to get some beauty sleep here?
Zilpip, we're gonna come to you now as John is freaking
Alright.
out and panicking and trying to make sure he doesn't get bumped into by whatever these creatures are. You find yourself in your lab. Your apprentices have all been slaughtered, but two. Your dragon is asleep. Your
Wait,
demon.
hold up.
Yes. What's the question?
The fuck?
Did I say yes? Your dragon sleeps. I know it's a shock.
No. How did my apprentices get slaughtered?
Well, I was getting to that. As you find yourself walking or teleporting through to your room, you find that that room seems to have exploded into mess. All but two seem to be alive. Their blood splatter and body parts all about, and the circle in the center seems to be rather broken and busted looking. Pieces of it or the chalk itself that you had marked out yourself seems to have almost squiggled and almost like a 10-year-old drew it without any understanding of the magical arts. The two that are hiding under the desks, one seems to be a young tiefling with silver hair, and the other seems to be the changeling that were brought by Pipliz.
Do I know either of their names?
You never gave them names. You just called them Apprentice 1 and Apprentice 2.
For fuck's sake, what happened here?
What the tiefling seems look of you. So we we were doing what you asked, sir, and keeping the mana flowing and making sure your power was kept up, and suddenly the circle just started to change to a volatile red, and the line started to shift, and then an explosion is all I can. The only way I can explain it. Blood, one by one, each of them started to explode, and me and Apprentice 2 broke it, ran away, ran and hid under the desk as the third person exploded. We realized it wasn't a good idea to stay by the circle that was exploding people.
Shit, they're a lot smarter than the usual ones.
Zilpip
For
now
fuck's
realizes
sake.
he's
Damn
going to have to
straight.
compensate the families, hush this off. As this
The
was a work
families
study.
don't know they're there. They were
Wait,
orphans,
weren't they
you know
orphans?
this.
No, these were
Yeah.
work study students from the college that Zilpip had
Ah.
promised an A to in exchange for them to continually serve him.
Can I find any body parts?
There's plenty. They're all mashed up and destroyed.
Alright, I want to try to find the heads.
Okay, you find 12 of the heads. All 12 seem to be easily to catch. They're
Which
they're in they're different degrees of destruction, and
Fuck you, John.
I ignored that. I was really trying to move on, guys. Yeah. Each head seems to be in a different shape. I mean, overall, as far as gratuity, some missing
Alright.
eyes, cracked open. Yeah.
I'm gonna just fucking storm for now, because I don't have 12 hours to resurrect all of them. But,
Okay. Takes each
fuck.
head, puts it in a jar. The
Yeah,
apprentice 1 and
basically.
2 are freaked out. Oh hell.
I'm gonna store their heads. Shit. I'm gonna go find my fucking jewel.
Apprentice
it's
1.
between your legs.
Apprentice 1 looks. She says, "Sir, but wait. Does this mean we're allowed to leave?"
No.
But sir, it's really dangerous in here. The circle has been popping off every few hours.
I've already started ignoring them. Like, I'm not listening anymore.
Damn.
And I'm going to go find my jewel.
Okay. As you go
You
to
gotta
look,
get ahead of his
place
vape.
it was magically stored.
well, as you go into your personal vault that you have personally seen to is completely unbreakable and unsealable, you find the magic has nearly exploded. The spells have all been broken and seem to be still volatilely exploding every few seconds. The jewel and almost all of your items that you are not carrying on you are gone, along with your pug.
No.
Dun, dun, dun.
No.
And this is when Zilpit plans to murder the world.
Fuck. Fuck shit. Balls. Mother. Cunt.
The Rakshasa is
This is
just
all in
watching.
game.
Yeah, and the Rakshasa that you haven't colored is just watching. He can't laugh because he's not allowed to, but you can feel him laughing at you, Zopip, and you know it's happening.
If you weren't useful, I'd fucking kill you too. Shut the fuck up.
He just smiles big and broad. All of your chemicals that you had made are also gone at this point. The only thing you have left on you are the bombs that you had made and carried with you during the Rakshasa attack. There is nothing left. No materials, no vials, none of your books. Everything is gone.
Did they get stolen?
They're not there. But the only person who could get in this place would be either Zopip or someone of his equal power. And there's only one other person in the world that Zopip knows is more powerful than him that's not a god. And that person has no interest in Zopip's achievements.
Dun, dun,
I'm waiting to see if the wolf is going to just say I'm going to roll investigation or arcana, because I know he's thinking something here.
I am. I'm going to do those things. I'm thinking.
He's
Give it a
distraught
minute.
right now.
Who would fuck with you this much?
Alright. I'll roll both.
Alright.
Fuck it. And you know what? I'm gonna fucking boost my intelligence for this shit. Cause fuck this
Okay.
bullshit.
Let me know what you get. Or type it in the chat, whatever works. As Kilxius leans back and laughs as he knows he's the one who did this all.
31 and 41.
Alright. The first thing you notice is that for Arcana, the magic blew itself up. You immediately recognize that. Pretty obvious. Just the fact that the magic in the world seems to have gone volatile and your spells backfired on themselves. The second thing you notice is there is an orange, single small hair sitting on one of the desks.
An orange hair?
Yes.
Who did I know with fucking ginger hair? History roll.
The Rakshasa
can't
is
wait.
the only creature that, or living physical creature that could theoretically have the magical ability to get in here and would naturally have orange hair that short or looking like that. That or it's a dwarf with a beard. With a really tiny beard, like Nimian level beard.
So her
Right.
I
guardian.
hate everything.
When Zopip realizes he's all his possessions are now in the hands of somebody who is very dangerous. To note, to give an
Shit.
idea of what Zopip has lost, so that way people know, not only is his enchanted items, but on top of that, the liar's tongue is now gone.
The liar's tongue's on.
Is it on you? I thought you
Yep.
you had dropped off. Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, then that actually eliminates one of my plot points later. That sucks. Oh well.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that, but like
No,
it
it's
is.
fine. All of his spells, all those spells he kept in books, which is most because as a wizard, that is typically common amongst them. They do keep all of their spells in books, and as Zilpip would be smart enough to realize keeping 2 spell books would be valuable just in case. All of his spells are now gone in one of his books, so that means whoever has that has a lot of value, including all of Zilpip's custom-made time magic to his intelligence spell to pretty much everything he has.
The intelligence spell was.
The good news is, Zopip, you do notice that you can take one smiling piece in this whole thing. Someone tried to get the Azuride that you had stored in this room in a frozen state and managed to blow themselves up, as there's a blood splatter mark all right next to it. Uh, so you can take heart in that. However, there's no body parts left of them. There's only blood on the ground. It seems they completely annihilated themselves. Otherwise, yes, all of your chemicals seem to be missing. All of your item or magic spells have been taken, as far as the one spell book, and all of your notes on how to use these chemicals, from the bombs you've made to the creations and the ideas you've come up with, and your jewel.
All right. Fuck you. Fuck it. Fuck everything. Fuck this shit. Zilpip is going to get Kraviat
Hmm.
and Frotogene. And I'm gonna say the password.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that. All right,
Desperate times, man.
as before you opens the door, so does it in front of the rest of the party members, as they are considered equal members on your guest pass. So Nimian, Kilxius, and John, you all now see right in front of you pops up a magic door that only you can see.
Mm,
It is a
Alright, a way out.
fancy oak, two oak doors with a very beautiful glass design on it. The glass depicts a gnome on one side casting what looks to be with a big time or a time watch, and on the other side seems to be a king's head being turned upside down with its crown on its severed neck.
oh,
All right.
joy.
Before I walk through the door,
Uh huh.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my time wizard feature, and I'm gonna peer back through time to see everything that happened in this room.
I was hoping you'd say that. I've been waiting for this. As you start to look back, at first, nothing seems to happen. Your pug seems to go into the room, as it's the only creature that has the ability to go into this room, and lays down on its diamond encrusted cushion, passing out, enjoying itself, enjoying the sweets that have been left behind for it, as it has fully retired and has a good, relaxing life. You see at first a group of three Rakshasa standing at the entrance to your safe. One seems to poke at the invisible, what to everyone else would be an invisible door that would naturally explode anything that touched it. And as he goes to poke it, he immediately explodes or immediately incinerates. The other two, realizing that this is a really stupid idea, just sit and wait and start talking back and forth about how to figure out how to open this thing. They seem to speak in Infernal, but the overall hint seems to be they keep pointing at the door, and both seem to try and contemplate how to break this safe open. As they can clearly see what's on the other side, they just can't get to it. Nothing seems to go on for a few hours until an old, short man with a long gray beard and a gray torn up cloak with his white stick, seemed to enter the room. He smacks both of the Rakshasa on the head, seems to glare at them, and seems to point up at a little corner in the wall, which is directly where your eye is currently seeing back into this room, and then seems to give it the middle finger for a second and laughs, as you still can't see its face.
Damn.
The creature, or man, or woman for all you know, as we found many of females with beards in this world, seems to pick up his cane of white wood, points it into the invisible wall, and slashes as the entirety of the magic explodes. The two other Rakshasa in the room immediately incinerate as this happens, and the older person seems to continue to laugh as this happens. Old man vanishes, not touching a thing, just having the magic break up. You can suddenly see the room shakes, as you assume at this point is when the magic in the other room, from where your apprentices were, starts to explode. and the pure ferocity of their bodies exploding causes the entirety of your mud mountain to actually shake overall. You then see that two more Rakshasa finally appear in this room after teleporting multiple times into here and getting teleported somewhere else as the teleportation spell seems to become erratic. One of them finally jumps off and figures out, losing half a foot as he does so. And then the other one gets the same message and manages to get off without missing anything. Both start to walk in, the other kind of crawl as he's missing half his foot that seems to have cleanly teleported somewhere else. That one seems to go straight for your Azor Azuride as he walks through the original safe doors. As he walks up to it, he completely opens the glass that it was kept in, and immediately as he does so, the magic spell that was cast on it naturally evaporates and incinerates him almost immediately, leaving nothing but blood splattered. The other one, getting the picture of what's going on and how deadly this is, grabs all of your books and vials, shoves them into a big bag of what you'd guess is a bag of holding by the design, and seems to say something into a ring and disappears, leaving a few hairs on the ground. And then after that, you see yourself walking into the room and swearing at nothing.
Fuck. All right. Yep. I'm going into Zelm's dimension.
Okay. Nimian, Kilxias, and John, I know Nimian, you've got your magic eye spell going on.
Arcane Eye, yeah.
Yeah, I assume you're gonna see these doors and know what's going on, or at least wanting to go in them.
Yeah, at this point, fuck it.
Opens door, says, "All right, I'm dying anyways." Kilxias
Might
and
as well
John.
just get this shit over with.
I assume Kilxias and John, you also enter.
Yep.
Yes.
As you all enter, the good news is, as you enter in the room and one of the butlers comes up and immediately offers to get you guys some drinks, you see Aaron crawl through into the room with
Ow.
and then pass out on the carpet.
You forgot about that.
I'm gonna cast spare the dying, I think.
Good news, you don't have to, but the wound is
Um,
fully healed and cauterized cleanly. It's just she's missing a left hand and a left leg. And with that,
That's
before we start into
fucking
this portion,
funny.
I'm going to use the restroom real quick and run an ad, so I will be right back. You guys can talk amongst yourselves, and I'll be back in a second.
You're still fucking alive, huh?
oh, this is fun.
Guys,
Hmm.
No, we're not gonna kill Aaron.
that jewel had an 11th level spell stored in it.
Oof.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
What?
fucking oh boy.
What was the reason we got kicked out again in this place? Oh yeah, they're gathering people, right?
They're gathering people of note. This is my
It's
first time
okay,
ever
I
coming
am
here.
too.
I mean, I don't think you could call us people of note, but sure, I'll take that compliment.
No, I was talking about my wee beasties.
Figures.
Apparently, I'm kind of a big deal now, so I might be a person of note.
Yeah. Apparently, fucking
Hmm?
Gandalf the Dwarf Grey me fucking dead. But he's too much of a pussy to come after me himself.
I mean, what's best to just to destroy everything
Okay.
rather than having to face you directly, because he will probably die right off the bat.
Who, Aaron? Yeah, he probably died to any of you right now. He's at 1 HP.
Yeah,
Poor man.
there's that.
The last words you hear him utter before he passes out is, "I was being eaten," and out cold.
That was
No, the lich didn't come with.
Oh yeah, we forgot that
Aaron.
part. Well, he's
the
all
Lich
fallen
is
at this
smart.
Well, you guys are. I mean, you guys don't have to pay him now. That's the bright news. So yeah, so as you walk
Yay.
in, The overall theme of the night seems to be a underworld, the domain of Moors, as people are wearing dressed up in demonic with demonic masks on and wearing purple and black outfits. Many are dancing and dress and laughing and enjoying themselves. The butler immediately comes up with Zilpip, offering Zilpip's common drink. I assume a little whiskey and a little bit of magic.
Yeah.
Is that slang for drug?
I
Pretty. That's yes for
yeah.
Zilpip, pretty much. And as you,
I'm gonna
oh, go ahead.
say to the butler, I want to talk to him.
The man looks at
Like
you and
now.
says, "I will inform the master, and he shall be with you shortly. He is meeting with another guest as of currently. Please
What the
enjoy
hell are we?
tonight's refreshments." And he
Alright.
walks away to go attend to another guest. As you lot look around, people are dancing. The music seems rather somber and actually kind of fun, catchy. Giving an overall kind of deep jazz feel to the room as people are enjoying themselves, laughing. A few guests of note seems to be a few princes here and there of different denominations of races. You see what looks to be a Yuan-Ti with a dressed up or in a humanoid-esque body with the typical snake eyes and or
Well,
skin of red, completely looking watching you lot. It seems to be
well, that's morbidly disturbing.
a gentleman who seems to also have, although his skin is overall red, he seems to have a black sticked staff that he walks around with. And shut up before you make the joke. Um,
B
He
B.
had some good old BBC with it.
The other people note you've noticed three other people that catch your eye. One at first is a older looking tiefling who seems very suave, with his long silver hair, his green eyes, and seems to be wearing a simple raven emblem with a little note on the back, or a music note behind it. Another seems to be a old man in a gray cloak that is very nicely designed and emblazoned. His head is covered as his gray beard sticks out, and his white stick, capped with with gold rings all over it, seems to be sitting at the closest table to the dance floor, watching the young ladies and gentlemen dancing and just enjoying himself with a nice big. You're not sure if it's beer or a glass of whiskey at this point by the coloration. And the last person that catches your eye is a man in simple dress. Looks like a commoner, if anything. Actually, he dressed worse than any of you lot, as he's a simple cotton tunic, a pair of loose brown leather pants. He's about 6'2". Looks kind of humanoid, but not any race you recognize, and just seems to be sitting there enjoying himself with his um, glowing blue eyes and his very strong magical presence.
Anything worth note besides the glowing blue eyes on that one?
He has a lot of magic. In fact, even those who can't sense Arcana, it's palpable from this man.
Ah,
Fuck.
Can I walk up to the rest of the group and be like, "Hey guys, the guy with the beard and the stick, I just seen him walk out of the universe."
so what are we gonna do with Limpy over here? As I point to Aaron.
As soon as you say that, one of the butlers comes over and says, we'll take care of him." And kind of picks him up and says, "We'll have him waiting for you upon your exit.
Okay.
In the usual room, Master Zopip." And he kind of picks Aaron up and walks off with him. You get the sense this isn't the first time Zopip's brought a body into this place.
And most, other than Zilpip, like most of us don't remember being in this place, right?
No,
Nope.
no. In fact, none of you remember this place.
Do we get like some kind of deja vu sense type? Like we feel like we may have seen this room,
The
but we have no clue
smell
why.
of a specific alcohol seems to be on the air that brings back horrible memories of being beaten down by a man of Zopip's stature.
This is my
Gotcha.
very first time coming here.
Yes,
Oh,
Nimi
I
and
don't remember this.
Alright.
I remember
Fuck.
this part. I don't remember
I
the
want to do
beating
it.
up
I
part.
don't want to do it. I want to do it. Alright, I'm gonna walk up to the motherfucker with the white cane.
as you walk up, As soon as you do, the old man seems to start to laugh as he looks at you. His bright blue eyes seem to glare straight at you.
Oh joy.
What's up, hombre?
In a old and
You like my
somber
stuff?
voice. No, actually, to be fair, I find it rather boring, but I figured I'd try out some new powers of mine. You possessed quite a challenge.
So I imagine
Uh,
you're what this little magic fuckery's all been about, huh?
Maybe I
I've
am.
been feeling a lot of shit, bro.
Maybe I'm not. What will you do about it, youngling?
Well, there's nothing I imagine I can do about it, is there?
At least not here. In fact, the
Hey
master's
guys,
even scared of me.
should we be backing up Zilpip right now?
You just see Zilpip talking to this old man. The man with the blue eyes seems to be watching them intently.
You want to give
I
me my
think you
shit
have
back?
Nimian muted.
I don't have Nimian muted, no. Nimian muted themselves.
Oh,
because bad connection, I
Yeah.
had to
okay.
refresh.
Yep.
I'm also backing Zilpip up,
Oh, you're
obviously.
standing behind him?
Yeah.
With that, he looks at, I assume Kilxius, you're standing behind with Nimian as well, or are you standing by the door watching this whole thing?
Yeah, I stand with
I
Okay.
also have
over with John.
Yes.
Kraviat and
Fr-
Protogene.
Frutogen, yeah. He looks at you and just smiles and says, I love you youngsters. You all think you're so powerful, yet you're all just playing to my strings. It's so entertaining.
Cool, so you want to give me my shit back?
I don't have it. Why would I want your stuff? All you know, I know.
Bro, why did you let them take my shit? That's fucking. That took a lot of time.
Well, you want the truth, or would you like a joke?
I imagine they're the same thing. Cause you
Truthfully,
seem like a fucking joke.
you know, for that, and he stands up and he walks up to you and says, You realize that your master has nothing he can do here. Or the
My what?
master. He says, The master here doesn't have anything he can do to help you here. You
Nah,
understand that,
dude,
right?
I'm fully aware. Yeah.
Good. And held out his hand and says, So let's say bygones be bygones. I'll tell you where your stuff is, and you can go and enjoy yourself.
Fuck it, I'm down.
So you shake his hand?
I don't want to touch him.
He looks to you kind of offended and says, Well, I don't blame you. It'd be too easy that way. He looks at you and says, But that's okay. And he literally backhands you as hard as he can without you even
Oh
seeing the
shit.
motion. As he does so, you feel your intelligence drop back down to normal.
Is that possible?
Well, normal is a
Yeah.
20 for him. Uh, and you see the man with the blue, or Nimian, Kilxius, and John. You see the man over a few tables over with the blue eyes, just watching intently. And the older gentleman with the gray beard kind of pulls his hood back, says, "Well, I guess this hermit look isn't really good for me. But I mean, taking on the true form, or my true form, does take a little more energy." And immediately in front of you guys, he changes. He stands up straight. He's back to his 4-foot figure, which isn't very tall to be fair, with his short orange beard, short cropped orange hair, and a full decadent suit. And he looks at you and smiles and says, "That's for being disrespectful. Now you can learn how to work in the world without your magic. I let you keep your pets. Don't push me, boy. Zopip, you no longer have a single ounce of magic inside you."
Oh dear. This is fun.
He picks Zopip up, whispers in his ear. Let me take care of this. And then laughs as he sits back down and shoos you lot away.
Guys,
And with that, you can see through the doors that are the windows outside. As only your party can seem to see this, you see the city of Dragon's Gate. Suddenly, at first, you see an explosion on the walls. Nothing seems to break the wall itself, as it's made of a very tough material, as Opip saw to that. But it does seem to leave a dent. Screams are heard from outside the windows, only seeming to you, as the other guests don't seem to notice. And you catch one glimpse of a single word. Elves.
Hey,
Yes.
DM.
Yeah,
I'm gonna PM you.
that's fine.
Oh,
um, However, as you guys are hearing this going on, you guys can see out the window. You start to see ladders going up, soldiers being screaming and getting alerted. You can see what looks to be high elves climbing the walls, and as the windows start to kind of pivot slightly, you see an army of 600,000 high elves outside the walls, attacking the city without you lot there. And as this is happening, the now obvious man in the suit, laughing at you lot, walks over to the man with the blue eyes, shakes his hand, and everything seems to relax for a moment. The man with the red colored skin seems to walk up to Kilxius and grab him and pull him off to the side. And the others everyone else in the party seems to stop and freeze. Oh, fuck.
do you fucking realize what
Yeah.
you just did?
Yeah. Oh my god, this is perfect. Um,
Oh boy.
well, I did
Do
mention
you
that there.
even fucking understand what
So,
just happened here?
but the good news is, I've got something to cover with that. The nice thing is, the balls don't explode that you have on you. Those still seem active. They still seem to have the spells on them, but they don't explode. However, as you guys are watching out, and as Kilxius kind of gets pulled off to the side by the man with the red skin, carrying the large black staff, you see the large army start to freak out, scream as you hear loud explosions and screeches of pain and bloody death as people are getting eviscerated left and right.
The laughing makes this really sadistic.
No joke.
Uh,
You can hear the screams of death on both sides as the walls start to come crumbling down slightly from the intense explosions on the ground. The muddy mountain you can see off in the distance completely collapses in on itself, and goodbye to those apprentices. Um, and the dragon you raised, although that thing should live. And yes, the only thing that Zilpip seems to have left on him, though it seems his bombs don't go off on his own person, the man next to that grabs Kilxius whispers in his ear, "Kilxius, do you want me to say it in front of the party, or would you rather me type it to you?"
It don't matter to me.
Okay. He whispers to you and says, "You have one chance to get out of here before you all die. As one of my children, I'm giving you a recommendation to run. The powers here tonight are dangerous, and there's a lot about to happen. The war and the prophecy has begun," he whispers, Bastion.
Oh,
And with
what?
that, the room goes silent. All party guests are watching Azopip, Nimian, Kilxius, and John. They are all staring at you, minus the three figures of the man with the red skin and the black staff, the older gentleman that you recognize immediately as the High King himself as he is transformed back into his true form, and the man with the blue eyes that just shook his hand. What do you lot want to
I
do? Yeah?
will
Go.
calmly put my gas mask on
Mm-hmm.
Want me to hold my breath?
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're gonna kill the
Same
part.
here.
I know what's about to happen. I will mention
I roll
Aaron's
to
in another
stealth.
room, just so you know.
I roll to stealth.
It doesn't work.
Oh dear.
John, you are still seen by everyone. Their eyes are still seem to be right on you.
Oh
I hold
dear.
my breath.
I cast Worry Sphere on my head and just like watch in horror.
Okay.
I'm gonna take 2 of my white phosphorus bombs,
Mm-hmm.
1 in each hand,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just gonna drop them.
Are you doing this with what I think you're doing the intent of? Or is this just your ultimate suicide? I'm done with this shit.
Bit of both. Bit of both.
Oh god.
But you're still
Oh
wearing the gas
no.
mask.
As Zilpip does this, the bombs crack onto the ground, the glass explodes. At
And
the
I'm gonna
same
walk out.
At the same time, all the guests seem to disappear into the other room or vanish completely, minus the High King and the blue-eyed gentleman and the man with the black staff. The man with the black staff picks Kilxius up. I assume, Kilxius, you're not going to resist, as you're probably shocked to the situation,
Correct.
and throws you out the door. You splatter through the glass, taking 5 points of damage, but you are chucked back into the town that is being sieged right now.
Oh god.
Nimian, John, and Aaron's gone. Not even,
Yeah.
Aaron's screwed. I'm gonna
Hey,
be
it's
honest.
fine.
Nimian, your watery sphere does nothing to save you, as you can still breathe this in.
I cover my mouth as quickly as I can.
All right. How long can you? All right. Go ahead and give me a Constitution
Yeah.
saving throw, both John and Nimian.
Oh god, I'm gonna start running into the fucking window then if that's the case.
I wouldn't recommend doing that, but that's okay.
Oh joy. 14.
14.
Anyone.
That's a Constitution saving throw for you.
Yes, I
Oh,
rolled a
Okay.
yeah,
19.
that's 14.
Okay. Want to make sure. Give me a second. Let me just check some. Okay, I'm gonna assume it's the big one, so. Okay. Both of you take. Give me a minute. Oh gods. Let me roll this in the other chat real quick, cause I
Oh
assume
dear.
Zilpip. These were the big ones, I assume, right?
I'm sorry. I missed a bunch of stuff. I had to.
I said I assume the 2 bombs you dropped were the giant ones you have, right? Cause you have what? 1 of those, 2 of those. Let's see.
Oh
Yeah, you have
no,
10
I
of them.
dropped white phosphorus bombs.
Oh,
Not
you didn't
the.
drop your surprise bombs. Okay.
No, that would have fucking killed me.
Yeah, that's why I asked. That's why.
No.
Okay, let me go ahead and get this going. God, I gotta realize how to calculate all this out. All right, /1. Okay. Oh God, /r d4 + 1. There we go. All right, so that's 5 points of damage to both John and Nimian. Give me a second. I'm still rolling this.
Joy.
That's 4 points of fire damage.
To both of us?
Yep.
Oh, I'm a resistant to fire, so I have to take 2.
2 points. Good news. That is 8 points of poison damage to both, and another 10 points of poison damage to both. As the white phosphorus bomb goes off and starts to explode. As this is happening during the round, the door, Zilpip walks out, being the only one without without the ability to be surprised in this situation. Aaron being locked in another room. You notice the butlers as you walk out. Zilpip, or all the staff seem to put on masks similar to yours, completely ignoring the situation. and continuing to serve drinks to those few who are still in the room, along with complimentary gas masks to all but your party members. And as you start to walk out, the door is shut, and a chain seems to appear around it.
Well,
Come on, man. Come on, Zelm. Fuck
As
off, man.
you say that, in comes a gnome with his typical gnarled staff, his very angry look in his eyes. Goes, "You drop a bomb in my establishment and expect to walk out of here alive."
Look, dude, your
To be
people
fair,
got
someone
gas masks.
Yes, but if you want to kill each other, and he waves his wand as the magic gets sucked back into the center or into the bomb glass vials that where the white phosphorus bombs, then please do so outside of my realm. I don't need you here. It's a neutral area. Is that understood? He looks to Nimian, Zopip, and John as Kilxias has been shoved into the city and is basically right now watching the city being put
I
under
didn't do
siege.
shit.
I didn't do anything.
I don't
If
care.
you use even a fraction of that tiny brain of yours, you'd be able to see why I'm upset right now. So, if
Yes,
you could fucking forgive
you have no magic, and I'm okay with that. I don't give a damn. Stay out of my realm. Don't ever return. And with that, he seems to start to chant something, and immediately you all find yourself shoved out the door as it unchains itself and opens up. And you find yourselves in the center of the city. Explosions, giant rocks flying over the walls, Kilxias looking very confused and cut up by glass. Soldiers rushing to the walls, screaming, pain, the clashing of weapons on weapons, gunpowder, all is going on. And Aaron is still passed out laying next to you all.
I call some of the guards to pick Aaron up and bring them to the infirmary.
You sure?
Listen, which?
One of
Okay,
the guards looks at you with golden eyes and smiles and says, "Don't worry, we're on your side. We don't want to die either." And picks Aaron up and takes him starts running off towards one of the medical tents that have been set up.
Oh, fair enough. We
yeah,
actually got
yeah,
some of
Well, you
yeah,
got to
that's good.
remember, Rakshasa are of the idea that they don't want to lose their feeding grounds if they don't have to.
it. Uh,
And right now
Yeah.
offers a really good chance at feeding grounds if they're smart in how they play this. So it's more value to stick with you a lot. As the city begins to erupt in chaos, the gates are sealed, the city is put under siege. Tenem is charging out with a group of dwarves that are very angry. You see Greg the Bloodthirsty run by you a lot, along with Tenem and
wait,
X
Greg?
himself. Yep, Greg
Oh
isn't
god.
dead. Greg is very pissed off and in full plate with his giant axe. That's probably the size of Kilxias. Um, and he's very angry right now as he stops, looks at
Oh
Zilpip, and says,
god.
"God, I've been there," and continues jogging off.
Ah!
What does he say?
God, I've been there, and continues
Wait,
jogging
wait.
off.
Who says that?
Greg the Bloodthirsty.
Oh dear.
The guild leader, Greg.
The
The
old
one we
guild
thought
leader,
was
yep.
dead. Greg.
Oh, he's got some massive burn marks all across his face. It looks like he went through a bloody explosion.
Oh boy, that's fun.
Mm-hmm. Tenem is rushing out with his axe and with Zopip's slave slash Kilxias' adopted child. All right, and starts charging off. Although he stops for a second, and Greg comes running back and says, "By the way, good to see you lot have survived this long. Nothing like a
Uh,
war to get you in the mood for a good evening."
I'm gonna go to the medical tent and grab some potions because I'm gonna need it. Like a bunch of healing potions.
He looks to you and
fucking
says, he tosses you one, or three of them and says, "These are a few superiors. Enjoy."
Joy, thank you so much.
shit, I thought it was dead.
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah.
He looks to you, John, and says, "You know, honestly, I was going to. One of them damn Legion of the Storm bastards tried to kill me. But lucky enough, the damn goblin was easy to fend off. She was always
Oh
trash at
god.
combat.
And you just hear in the background, God, not trap.
No. But the city continues to erupt in violence, and he looks to Zopip and Ulot and says, "Well, Ulot own the city. Anything you need me to take care of, let me know. I'm at your disposal as we've been paid off already by Aaron."
Ah,
Let's go join the
shit.
fight, boys.
Oy.
Is there anyone else that's left of my goddamn
What'd you say, John?
is there anyone that's left of my network?
From what you saw down below, probably not.
Fair enough.
You know that you do realize as you're looking around, many of the tunnels seem to have been sealed off where you have entrances into them. They've like got severe stuff on them.
Good.
Okay.
And
All right,
Caveat starts to speak up as Zopip seems to whisper a command to allow him to speak. He
silence.
looks to Zopip and says and shrugs his shoulders and puts his hands out like what?
Fuck. Okay, speak.
He's like, "What? I'll take Kilxius and Nimian and we can take the eastern sector. We'll hold him off over
Sure.
there while the mercenaries take the western, north and western sector as they're doing. And then you and John can head down to the southern sector where it's the most dangerous since you two seem to be the most combat proficient." And looks at you and says, "I can't do. That's all I can offer. And I don't want to die either. And unfortunately, if you
I'm
die,
heading
I
straight to the
die."
goddamn general and kill him.
Sounds like a good plan.
The caveat looks at John and says, "No, listen. Since I'm allowed to speak here, let me explain something. A little something we've learned as from studying you people. The general's not here. Why would
Ah,
he show
shit.
up and chance getting killed by one of you lot when you are known," he looks at John, "to be one of the most stealthiest of killers in the world? That would be really, really stupid to show up on the battlefield. I get they're power hungry and they're glory hungry, but no one's that dumb." He looks to Kilxias and
Ah,
says, "Well, sorry, sorry, big fella.
Knowing elves, they're stupid and prideful as shit.
No, they're power hungry. They're not stupid. If they were stupid, they wouldn't have attacked you guys like this when you weren't in the city. Obviously, they have spies in the city that you guys didn't realize. Now,
Huh, I
like
thought
I
you guys
said,
ate them.
no,
All right,
half the people that showed up here decided to side with you lot, thinking they had a better chance of eating what few farmers you guys didn't notice would disappear."
Kraviat, you take Nimian and Kilxius. You
Yes,
guys
sir.
take what was it? The fucking northern side.
We'll take head to the west.
Ah,
The mercenaries are heading to the north, from what I can tell.
all
So I'm
right.
guessing the army has fully surrounded us by now, and I'm not gonna lie, we're probably all gonna die. But in the meantime, we can at least hold the walls. He looks to Nimia and says, "That water sphere you can do might be of use. We can use that to put, if we can put a massive sphere around the ladders, we can use that to jut them over." He looks to Kilxias and says, "Your job is simple. Smash anybody that gets up those ladders in the head as hard as you can, and create scary images that'll scare them off thinking there's demons unleashed in the city. Pretty simple."
I'm pretty sure there's already demons unleashed in the city.
That's great. Caveat starts walking off, or Caveat starts walking off, and ushers Nimian and Kilxias to follow with some troops.
Oh no, like I'm like really pissed off right now. To the point where, well, Nimian is pissed off to the point right now, to the point where she wants to use control water to just basically flood the outskirts of the entire castle, of the
Does
entire
Nimian say
city.
this out loud?
No, she doesn't. She
Okay.
is just grudgingly following along.
All right. Caveat looks to Kilxias as well and says, "Are you gonna join?"
Yeah, I'll follow.
Good.
I
And
turn to the rest of the group. I'm like, guys, if things get bad, we just need to get out.
No shit.
he looks at you lot and says, "If it gets bad, we're screwed. The city's surrounded." As he pulls a crystal ball from his back pocket and says, "Oh, by the way, I can scry." He kind of gives Zopip a smile.
Why am I not surprised?
Says, "The city I'm looking at," and he pulls out, and you can see the entire city is completely surrounded by engines of war and massive machines. These things look like they were built by gnomish engineers. And he's like, Not gonna lie, our
Hmm.
best bet is probably to hold out in the castle itself since it's the center area, but I figure that's a good fallback point. I'll make the announcement to the troops and we'll move.
Remind me again, how big is the city? Like, give it
Dragon's
like,
Gate
yeah.
is massive. From what you can tell, I mean, it would take you almost a full day to get to the from one portion of this or from the center of the city to the gate.
And how long is like the walls connected to one another again?
What'd you say? Sorry again.
How like long are like the walls connected to one
So all
another to form
the
sections?
entire wall is, or the entire city is walled in. There's two walls. There's the outer wall, which is what is made of tungsten, and then there's the inner wall, which is the castle and the university and the library, which is made of marble.
Hmm.
So it's not as sturdy, but it's got a lot more magical enchantments due to the college, specifically designing it to be impregnable. Um,
Impregnable?
How
thank you. What, John?
how hard is it to break those
The what? The siege engines?
Yeah.
Well, from what you can see, there seems to be cannons the size of the city walls themselves almost. Seems to be catapults. Some seem to be have scorpions. I mean, there's a lot of mixtures. And unlike last time, you don't have Logolthus fighting a war with Calthun in the over the city in the territories to help you. As the battle is getting bloody and the troops are rushing out, you have, as far as a number
Hey
advantage,
guys,
you're what?
Mm-hmm.
my phone's on 5%. I gotta
No worries.
go.
That's not a problem. I'm about to end the stream anyway, so I'm just going to explain the last of the situation so you can watch the YouTube video back, the last
All right,
14 minutes. All right.
cool.
Yeah,
Have a
so
good night, boys.
you too,
You
man.
too.
Alright.
Stay out of trouble.
Night.
Yeah, so as you can see from the city, you're outnumbered 6-1 at minimum. Luckily, Aaron has managed to get most of a rather large army together, along with a lot of professional troops, whereas the elves are serving with peasants and nobles, and then their noble retinues. So you're guessing most of the troops, on average, if you had to give it a kill count, is probably going to be more like a 3-1 outnumber, because the peasants aren't of much value. But the problem is most of these elves are very powerful with magic because they're used to consuming people. As you can see, massive spells are being cast left and right. The walls are being attacked as ladders are being put up that aren't seem to be able to be pushed off, but the walls are being held currently. You guys haven't lost them, and for the most part, no areas are falling. So, I assume that because Caveat's gonna take Nimian and Kyoxius to the medical tent first to stock up on potions just to make sure everything goes well. He's gonna offer to basically keep them on his person so that way, because since he's gonna be the one who can actually use them to move them around to you guys easy enough, so that way if you get knocked down, nothing shatters. And then I assume, John, you're going to go with Zilpip heading down to the southern area where it's the worst.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So next session, we will start the Battle of Dragon's Gate and see if you guys can hold the city. Thank you all for watching. Is there any last minute questions before I end the stream?
Don't think so.
Can I
No.
somehow break morale?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Their morale.
Yeah, you can go out there. You can dress Kilxius in a tutu and have him go do a strip dance for everyone. That should scare the elves off quick enough.
Alright.
God damn it, no.
There's the demonic image that Kilxius projects.
No, seriously, is there any way?
You don't know from what you can tell. This is these troops, those who are trained by the nobles themselves or are part of the noble retinue, are going to be rather hard to break. These are veteran men who are used to fighting against other elves, and are very accustomed to very bloody and dangerous battles. The peasants are going to probably be easier to scare, but even if you do, it's still a 3-1 odds. Your city is better, has more mages, and does have more professional troops, so you have a good chance.
So
It's
what
more
you're saying is we can fire any spell anywhere and it's gonna hit.
pretty much, yeah. As long as you stay on the wall, keep your troops on the walls, that's the case. However, there is one issue you run into. While Nimian and Kilxius and you, John, and Zilpip are all fighting on the walls, Aaron's the one who's the commander in chief. He's the one who's in charge of the troops. The troops respect him and follow him. Aaron's currently in a medical tent, half chopped up. Morale's not looking great. So, because the commander's gone
Uh,
and the man who gives orders is gone, that's kind of an issue.
I'm. Can I issue a command to the guard?
Yes, you can.
Hide Aaron somewhere.
They're taking him straight to the medical tent. They're trying to try and get him fixed up as quick as possible. They've got a few clerics in there that are going to try and heal him up.
Hide his face.
They agree. They nod and agree as they put a piece of cloth over his face and start rushing him off.
Wow.
It's the best they can
I'm just
do.
I'm just gonna do the
Wait,
hand thing
hold
over my
on.
face.
I was
What?
going to. I was going to. Yeah, I'm gonna use alter self on AA Ron. Wait, can I do that?
Okay.
No, I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I can.
Okay.
Can
Can I?
let me
How
look.
long is it?
It's up to 1 hour.
That would give.
That's not that worth it. Since it's just gonna be 1 hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
The main issue here is the fact that you are going to be. It's going to take you a while to travel to the walls. So, like even at a full sprint, and the fact that Kraviat knows a couple of shortcuts, it's going to take you a while to get there. And yeah, it won't work on anybody other than yourself. I think. Yeah, it's only a self spell.
Okay,
You
just
Yeah,
can't.
making sure.
just
Yeah.
cover. Just make sure he's not noticed that he's the fucking
They nod and they do their best. They cover up his face. It's all they have on them as they're rushing off. And they're trying to get him to the medics or the clerics as quick as possible.
and just take on my hood and
You could shapeshift perfectly into Aaron.
yep.
Okay. All right. You don't have his last sentinel armor. That's going to be the one issue, and that's
Yeah.
one of the things that he's known for wearing is his armor. So, and that's
That's
back
fair.
in his room. So, it's going to
I'm
take
not
you a while
gonna
to get
wear that
noticed.
goddamn thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. It's heavy plate. You're going to not be able to do anything. All right.
Yeah,
My
bro.
movement's gonna be halved.
Yeah.
Kilixius, is there anything you wanted to ask or do before next session? I mean, I'll get your
Um.
weapon set up to give you the optimal choices. So, but
Okay. I was gonna say I just gotta figure that stuff out.
yeah.
Otherwise, no.
Okay. All right. Otherwise, then, guys, I'm going to call the session here. Thank you all for watching. Next time, hopefully, Aaron will join us, and we will set up the game where the group will have to fight to survive. So,
Peace.
enjoy.